Hello, I am Wallas, the Polish toy guy. The topic of my today's review is Transformers Generation 1 Action Master Circuit that was released in 1991 by Hasbro. (1991). Not the best time for Transformers, as that's when Generation 1 was exhaling its terminal breath, and two things that led to it were, firstly, decreasing popularity of the toys, and second, decreasing creativity of the designer team, and Action Masters shows this problem perfectly. In the previous years we had Micromasters, we had Pretenders, and they were equipped with both transforming and non-transforming accessories such as vehicles, and I suppose that people were trying to grasp onto some new but also partly established idea at the time, so they probably thought that maybe we should put Transformers towards a more action figure-like direction. So let's make the main Transformers action figures and let's put the transformation gimmick into the vehicles and accessories. That seemed to work to a degree with Micromasters and Pretenders. And that's what happened, and plot-wise, it was decided that the Decepticons have obtained a new power source, the Nucleon, and the Autobots followed suit to battle them, and Nucleon had that one tiny bit of a problem that while it empowered the Transformers, it also took away their transformation ability, so that's the justification for the transforming weapons, accessories, vehicles, so they still have their edge on the battlefield. And as you can tell, that was the last thing that happened to Generation 1 in America. Here in Europe we also had some things like Turbo Masters, Predators and such. But overall, yes, one can argue that that was the final nail to Transformers Generation 1's coffin. And I admit, the idea of action figure Transformers with transforming accessories was a bit silly to me, but still, some things that were released under that subline worked well, and Circuit is one of the examples. So, as you can see, Circuit is a vehicle-type action master, and the gear he is using to wage his battle is his ride. And overall this looks nice, but I admit the vehicle itself looks amusing. Not to say ridiculous, but amusing. It is an obvious cross between a go-kart and a Formula 1 bolide, and I'm not sure if these two vehicles mesh together well. Basically, Circuit seems to be too big for the whole thing. It should be like twice this size to fit him properly. Now it just looks a bit comedic. Of course, it still spins nicely, with an audible squeaking, but this is probably due to time, or the connection between the wheels and the main body. I'm not sure, but the squeaking is there. And the colors are quite vibrant. It's something that you'd expect from Transformers Generation 2, not G1. And yes, most of the details are still made through stickers. Some of them slightly peeling off due to time. But yes, we have Autobot symbol, Transformers. I just love when they put that directly on the toys. We have Action Masters here, here, and here. And we also have this lovely silver painted engine block, which really looks nice. And the whole casing is big, so it seems that the vehicle is packing some power, which is good. And Circuit himself is also looking quite nice. Let's dismount him so we can take a better look. By the way, you may have noticed already, but Circuit is actually gripping the control sticks for his vehicle, and the grip is really good. As you can see, he is not going anywhere, even if we try to tell him otherwise. And as you can see, yes, he's sitting, but as you can see, there is a certain margin of, how shall I say, not error, but customization of how he sits, and it's important to make him sit so that his bottom is actually as close to this block as possible, because if his legs are too forward, you can see they are starting to act as new brakes for the front wheels, which is not good as it decreases the overall mobility extremely. So make sure to put him like this. And now that that's said, let's disengage him, like so. Let's admire the nice details of the seat beneath his bottom. Yes, these are really nice. And now let's take a look at Circuit himself. What can I say? As a kid, I adored this robot mode look, even while being fully aware that all of the car parts are fake and no transformation is available to this figure. Still, I thought it looks nice, even with this kind of unusual color scheme. I mean, how often do you see a car transforming robot that is mostly orangey yellow? Not many TFs coming to my mind. And yes, I admit the amount of details may seem a bit simplistic when compared to modern transforming toys, but then again I think most of action figures were a bit more simple than transforming versions of the said character. And again, this overall works. And if someone likes this design, Circuit had a bit of more prominent role in the modern IDW comics. Not to say that this is his first role, as I don't remember him having any plot role ever before. So let's look up the details. It's an interesting thing. He has a face clearly covered by a helmet-like thing that looks kind of like it was made by Wreck Guy and his Junkion friends. And we have fake car parts, which look nice. This looks kind of pretenderish. Yes, a bit of green-blue. We have fake wheels here, fake wheels on the back. Interestingly enough, they have different track, as you can see. Not too much to say about the arms, they are just there. And that's pretty much it for the looks. How does the posability stand? You can spin around the head, 360, no problem. You can swivel the arms up and down, 360 again. About the legs, that's interesting. These were one of the first examples of the attempts to put ball joints on a non-transforming element of the toy. So we have almost full split here. We have a decent kick to the front and to the back, and we have a knee joint, 90 degrees, and that's about it. No waist joint, nothing more, but for the purpose this was supposed to serve, that worked very well. And yes, you can see some hollow parts, so we can tell this is not something that was brought upon only recently. So yes, again, overall, this is a quite decent, likable figure. And what I really like about this set is that the vehicle Circuit is using is no ordinary battle platform that just transforms from vehicle to battle station. No, this seems far more integrated with Circuit himself, because this vehicle transforms into a full body armor. And to achieve this effect, you just have to spin around this part until it locks, like so. Then you swivel out the front axis with a cannon, you stretch it out, like so, you take Circuit, you place his legs in these holes, you place him here, and then you drop this down, like so, and mind this cutout that fits the protrusions on his chest. So now it locks together, we can pose his arms a bit, like so, and now we have Circuit donning a full body weaponized battle armor. So in terms of transformation, this vehicle may seem much simpler than some other existing Action Master vehicles around, but I find it far more involved with the robot than in other cases, as for example, let's take Blaster or Prowl. They just sit around in their vehicles when they are transformed, but Circuit literally walks around in his vehicle. And I find the notion of having a Formula 1-like bullet wrapping around you as a body armor quite cool. Let's look at some of the details. Yes, we can see this split in the middle of the engine block now is clearly for the legs. We have knee guards, we have the cannon, which we'll come back to in a second. We have really well secured back. We have this chest plate. And I admit these bits are the one thing that are kind of disappointing. I would like to have them wrap around the arms as extra pieces of armor, but unfortunately this toy is just too simple to accommodate that. But overall, yes, I really like the look of this battle armor when Circuit is walking around in it, and I really find him using the cannon, which may have made sense in the past, but nowadays you can tell that it is the very reason this toy will never get a re-release. Because, yes, the position of this cannon, the height of it, when we look at the overall presence of the toy, yes, we have a long barrel, 2 wheels on the sides. I wonder what image comes to mind when you look at it. Yes, I suppose this is very politically incorrect nowadays, which is a shame. This is very amusing, but I can tell why Hasbro would never risk even redeploying this toy. And the gun barrel can also split off. I think that was for the packing reasons, or for having a short pistol over there. Yeah, that's another interesting image in your head. We just put it back. And yes, I like the look of this toy, and you could even argue that the position of the cannon makes it well grounded, so there won't be much recoil, but then again, sorry Circuit, but while you are amusing to me, you may not be amusing to all of the people who defend our innocence. Oddly enough, this issue was completely avoided in Action Master Thundercracker, who, I admit, has a far more impressive array of weapons, but they are detachable so they don't have to stay locked in very uncomfortable places. And since we have already started the comparison mode, let's throw in 2 more Formula 1 based Transformers to the mix. So on your left you can see Deluxe Energon Prowl, and on your right you can see Deluxe Classics Mirage. So as you can see, Circuit would make a decent Deluxe nowadays. And he would also make a decent companion to the common cola can. So overall, I really like this toy. Of course, it's not perfect, but I believe there are more things to like about it than not. The vehicle looks nice, the robot looks nice, the combined robot form is great, combined vehicle form maybe not so much, but the robot wearing battle armor is excellent. Of course, some bits of it are less compatible with today's moral standards than the others, but I think that's actually a plus, as simply having Circuit in your collection is amusing on its own, so if you have a chance to add him to your collection, I think he's worth a try and you will enjoy him. And that's all for this review. I will be back with the next one soon. Until then, stay well.